What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Saturday, June 5th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate.
And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, we have a 6-game slate tonight. Now, yesterday, we nailed the pitcher, but we struck out on the batters. It's going to happen from time to time in MLB DFS. That's just how this game goes. Sometimes your batters strike out and your pitcher goes off. Sometimes your pitcher flops and your batters go off. But you keep playing until you get a lineup that hits on all cylinders. So let's look to nail both of our picks, our pitcher and our batters here tonight. So at the pitcher position, I like Jacob deGrom with a small pitching advantage here over the San Diego Padres. Jacob deGrom is only giving up a .425 OPS versus righties and a .364 OPS versus switch hitters. He's facing 5 righties and 2 switch hitters. Now, the Padres have hit 20 of his last 69 pitches. That's a .290 batting average. That batting average is a little bit higher than I expected, but the splits are great. And Jacob deGrom is $11,500 FanDuel salary and $400 less on DraftKings. Oh, and I've got a bunch of value plays in this video that will help you fit in this high salary pitcher. So Jacob deGrom, he's projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. He has an ERA of .71 this year, just phenomenal. And his record is 4-2 on the season, pitching an average of 84 pitches per game, averaging 54 fantasy points per game. He scored 52, 39, and 36 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And the other reason I like this pick is because Vegas thinks this is going to be a super low scoring game. They have the game at 5.5 runs. That's their over-under. It's one of the lowest over-unders I've seen in a long time. So I like Jacob deGrom here versus the San Diego Padres. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. Here's a value play for you. I like Max Stassi with a 24% batting advantage over Yusei Kikuchi. Max Stassi, he's batting 10% better versus lefty pitchers. He's batting a .829 OPS versus lefties. And Yusei Kikuchi, he throws his worst ball versus righty batters. 14% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .685 OPS versus righties. Now, there's no at-bats versus Kikuchi yet, but the reason I like this pick is because Max Stassi is only $2,100 FanDuel salary and $300 more on DraftKings. Projected at 8 fantasy points here tonight. Now, he's only averaging 6 fantasy points per game on the season, but he scored 9 and 13 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I think he's worth a shot, considering he's super low salary on both sites. He'll open up that salary for the rest of your lineup. So I like Max Stassi here versus Yusei Kikuchi. Okay, everyone, it's time to announce the winner of our $100 weekly PayPal giveaway. The winner is Bob Rupp. Bob Rupp, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $100 PayPal giveaway. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Gleyber Torres with a 4% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez. Gleyber Torres is batting a .669 OPS versus lefties, and Eduardo Rodriguez throws his worst ball versus righty batters, 12% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .868 OPS versus righties. Now I like this pick because Gleyber Torres is 5 for 15 with a .333 batting average and a 1.383 OPS versus Rodriguez. And those 5 hits, 2 were home runs, 1 was a triple, 1 was a double, and 1 was a single. So that is excellent batter versus pitcher stats there. And Gleyber Torres is $2,900 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,000 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.2 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 6, 0, and 15 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And I also like this pick is because Vegas thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game. 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Gleyber Torres here versus Eduardo Rodriguez. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Justin Turner with a 10% batting advantage over Charlie Morton. Justin Turner is batting 14% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .872 OPS versus righties. Now Charlie Morton, he does throw his best ball versus righty batters, but he's still giving up a .705 OPS versus righties. And I like this pick because Justin Turner is 4 for 12, batting a .333 batting average and a 1.096 OPS versus Morton. And he's only $3,100 FanDuel salary. He's $1,200 more on DraftKings, projected at 10.7 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 13, 16, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Justin Turner here versus Charlie Morton. Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Brandon Crawford with a 30% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Cole Stewart. Brandon Crawford is batting 30% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .901 OPS versus righties. Though Brandon Crawford is $2,800 FanDuel salary, he's $1,000 more on DraftKings, projected at 8.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 12 and 38 fantasy points in the last 2 games. So I like Brandon Crawford here versus Cole Stewart. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like Alex Verdugo with a 39% batting advantage over Jameson Taillon. Alex Verdugo, he's batting 23% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .881 OPS versus righties. And Jameson Taillon, he's pitching 16% worse to lefties as he does righties, giving up a .772 OPS versus lefties. There's no at-bats versus Taillon yet, and Alex Verdugo is $3,200 FanDuel salary and $100 less on DraftKings. Projected at 10.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 6 and 12 fantasy points in the last 2 games. And I like this pick because Vegas thinks there's going to be 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Alex Verdugo here versus Jameson Taillon.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.